Hello and welcome to Friday with Fiona. So this week the mini catalogue went on sale, very exciting. I have got some DSP. I need to spend the weekend getting my projects sorted, but it's just been so hot. I haven't been able to get in my craft room. I've been working in the kitchen, which is not ideal because I take stuff down and then find I don't have what I need, but hey ho. We've got to make the most of the sunshine while it lasts. I don't think it's going to be here too much longer. So I hope you're managing to keep cool. What I've got for you today is using, let me get rid of my face so we can, there you go, so you can see my desk. So I'm using the Crafting With You bundle, which is a stamp set. So we've got particularly Stampin' Up products. We've got the Stamp and Cut, I can't never say it, cut and emboss machine. We have a sewing machine, knitting, basket, easel, flowers, and some lovely sentiments. And then in the dies, I just love these. So we've got our trimmer. We have a, oh, what do you call those? Oh, my mind's just gone blank. I've used them in some other projects. Oh gosh, what is it called? It's needlecraft. This is a stamp. This cuts out, whoops, the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. That's not to the right size. We have paper snips. I'm just in love with these paper snips. A ruler, sewing machine. Oh, these are amazing. These, I'm going to use those on the first card. So they're little cotton spools, and then you die cut out in a different colour. The actual cotton is crazy. I've seen some people actually wind like linen thread around it. I haven't tried that yet, but I really, really love this. So this month's class, so today we're doing a virtual class. We've got 3 cards which I'm casing directly from the catalogue. I've never done this before, but I just wanted to do something different. Now, my class this month, you would make 8 cards of these 4 designs. Let me get them the right way around. Okay, that's that one, and that's an easel card. You also make a home decor item. So I'll provide you with the canvas and the little stand and a little box to pop your glue dots in. So that is this month's class. So if you are interested in it, then please drop me a line to my email, which is fiona@stampingwithfiona.com, and I'll pop that in the comments so you can email me. But so you'll make basically 8 cards to each of the 4 designs, and then you'll get 2 little projects to add on to that. So that is this month's class. Let's just move that away. Okay, I'm hoping that it's bright enough for you. I haven't got any lights on today because I just will melt. So I'm hoping that it's bright enough. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is this one. So this is a fresh freezer base landscape. Now, to save some time, I have hopefully got everything ready. So it's basically half an A4 scored at 14.85, and then I've got a piece of petal pink, which is, yeah, it's a centimetre smaller, so 13.8 by 9.5. And then I cut 2, so this paper is, all the paper I'm using, no, it's not, like 2 cards. The paper is from the designer, is it designer? No, Delightfully Eclectic in the annual catalogue. And the 3rd card is using the reverse of the Les Shops paper. So basically what I've done in the catalogue, so it's this card here. In the catalogue, there are some dies which cut triangles, and I think they've used them, but I don't have those, so I've improvised. So I cut a couple of squares and then cut them in half to get my triangles. So on this one I had the grid paper going up and down, and this one is going to be the flowers. So they just slot in, and then it doesn't look brilliant, I have to say. I'm not going to use that because I got all caught up earlier. I'm going to use my seal. Let's just get them onto the petal pink base and you'll hopefully see what I mean. They're quite fun case in the catalogue actually. There is a place we can go to see what they've used, but I kind of just worked it out from the picture. Whoops, it's sticking to my fingers. Right, that's that one. So it won't look like very much, but when we've got our vellum and stamped items on top, hopefully will look quite good. I think the heat is affecting my adhesives because they're not working the way they normally do. I think we're hotter than a lot of places in Europe now. They have obviously had it all through the summer and we had cold weather, but and then people wonder why the English talk about, well, the Brits talk about weather all the time. Yeah, looking forward to a bit of cooler weather so I can get back in my craft room. Okay, so this one we're going to have the flowers facing upwards. I'm just eyeballing it, guesstimate the middle, but you could obviously measure it if you wanted to get it exact. And the reverse of this is going to be used on the second card, crushed curry, which I used to love it. I don't use it very often anymore. Right, okay, so let's get that one on. Now, okay, now that can go straight onto my card base, which I'm going to use Seal Plus for that, just to make sure it stays on. I really love this set. I think my favourite thing of all time is the scissors. They literally are identical to our paper snips. The ones we're doing today are not, but I will just grab one of those cards and show you. So, which card has got? Oh yeah, this one here. So this one, I've literally done the black handles and the silver, and they are identical. Where's my paper snips? Identical to my paper snips. So I just, I'm in love with those. But today we're using crushed curry for that. So I've got my vellum and I've got my piece of basic white, and then I've already die cut everything, hopefully. So I'm just going to stamp my sentiment with Misty Moonlight. Life is better when you're crafting, and there is no doubt in my mind that that is true. Oh, that's You Inspire Me. Okay, I don't want that one. Thought I had them already, but obviously in my mind I had them already, but right, life is better when you're crafting. Okay. And this is in Misty Moonlight, but it is very juicy. So tell which is the right way up. Okay. So I want it to be top right. You see, yeah, hopefully you can see. And kind of towards the edge. There we go. Life is better when you're crafting. I do like that font. I'm just going to clean that because I need the block for a different sentiment. So I've got 3 different sentiments. In fact, there's 4 in there, but we're only using 3 today. So life is better when you're crafting. Sending you a handmade hug, which I also love, and You Inspire Me, and With Love. So I'm going to use those 2 next. Right. So now I'm gonna, where's my vellum? There it is. Pop that onto my vellum. And it kind of just hides the joins underneath the sentiment. And also because I'm putting the white, basic white on the top, then I can add adhesive to my vellum, which won't be visible. So again, I'm just gonna it's got a little frame around the sentiment. There we go. And then I can pop that straight onto there. And then we'll start layering our fun items. Okay. It's page 91 of the catalogue, if you want to have a look. The annual catalogue. Right. Okay, so now I've got a basket in crumb cake, and it has got some embossing on it, which is just on the die. You can see that. So, and I've got my knitting needles and my wool, and that's in, looks like Night of Navy, but I think it's just because my Misty Moonlight is so juicy. So I'm just going to use, no, I don't want those, I wanted my big ones. Dimensionals. So that actually is going to, the wool is going to go on flat. So that's going to go about there. And then I'm just going to pop one dimensional in the middle of my basket. And I've already curved it with my bone folder, so it should give it a bit of a curve. And that's right there. Okay. Now here's my scissors. So let me just show you with the die. So when you cut, basically I cut everything out in crushed curry to start with, put a square of crushed curry, and then it gave me 2 individual bits of the scissors. And then, something in there, get that out. So, and then I did just the tips with silver, and I put adhesive sheets on the back just to make life a bit easier. Now I think I just need to trim that. Let's get my paper slips out to sort my slips out. Okay, there we go. There's a line on it. Don't know if you can see there's a line there. So I'm just going to trim where the line is, and that's kind of where the blades start. There we go. Get those scraps out of the way. The only thing I would say is you have to work out which, there's slightly, so one is slightly longer. The one that's going to be on top is slightly longer. I mean, whoever designed this is just incredible to come up with an idea of how to do it. So I'm just going to pop that, and then there's a line there which is embossed. Just line that up. I'm just going to snip that because I haven't lined it up properly. Okay. You could actually, I find it easier to layer it rather than cutting it off. And then let's do the longer one. I'm going to start at the tip this time. Right, now I'm just going to put, in fact, I think a glue dot might be better. I used glue on the other one, but I think a glue dot will be better. Just fold it in half. And then where the hole is, just join them together. How cool is that? No, it's not quite right. That's better than my, they're about the same length. Okay, now what I'm going to do is get some gems. I'm actually going to use blue just for a oh no, I might use the wild wheat because that'll go with the crushed curry. I'm just going to cover where I've put my, I didn't do that on the other one, so let's do that. So there's a little hole which is where I put my glue dot. and that's the equivalent of your screw, I guess. Okay, so that's my scissors, and then they're just going to go like that. So I'm just going to do a bit of glue. Hopefully my glue's not too... Yesterday it was literally running away. Now today it doesn't want to come out. And just a little bit on the handles. Again, it would have been better if I'd used an adhesive sheet over the whole thing, but and then they're just going off like that. Okay, right, now this is fun. And again, so in crumb cake I've cut out my cotton reels. I did some spares because they're so small they kind of disappear. And then in fresh freesia I've cut... It's not focusing. Don't think you can see. Yeah, it's embossed. Or you could just wrap some... Let's try that actually. I've got some twine here. Let's just wrap a bit of twine. No, I won't. It'll take too long. Okay, so I need my glue again. I will have a go and then post a picture just so you can see what it looks like. Some glue, and then I'll put my fresh freesia. What I need is my silicone mat because the glue is going to come out the side. And then I can just adjust it because it's wet glue. That's one. And two. Okay, just need to give them a second. I've got a spare one there. It's okay, I won't use that. Let's get my snips out of the way. Just going to pop a little bit of glue under there so it sticks to the basket while the other bit is drying. Okay, and that's card one. So again, just need a little drop of glue, and they're just coming off at a different angle. 1, 2. So if I turn it upside down, the glue goes everywhere. If I have it the right way up, it doesn't come out. It's very annoying. Okay, so that's one. And then I've got a glue eraser, so when it's dry, let's just get that excess glue off there. When it's dry, I can just get rid of the excess glue. Okay, there's card one. So as I said, I kind of improvised because I didn't have the triangle dies that they've got in the catalogue, but that's card one. That's just drying, so we'll leave that on the top. Right, now card two. This is using the Delightfully Eclectic. So there's 3 different bits of paper. One of them is the same sheet, it's just in reverse, and it's the top one, the navy one. Now I've already cut, so with this one I stamped with Misty Moonlight, but as you can see it's really juicy. In fact, I'm going to just use some Wink of Stella and it might blend it a bit. Not really, we'll just leave that. In fact, I think that's gold. I don't really want gold. Okay, so I've got my piece of navy and Misty Moonlight, and on the reverse is the flowers. So that's going to go at the top. I've got my bit of crushed curry polka dots, which I love, and that's going to go at the bottom. And then you angle the flowers across the middle. Well, it's not quite the middle. So let's just get the designer series paper on. So I'm going to have my navy bit right at the top there. Actually, what I'm going to do is open the card, because then I can get up to the seam. Okay, then I'll just trim that extra bit. And I'm going to put the crushed curry on. That's got the flowers that we've already used on the reverse. It's a lovely mix of colours, actually. Misty Moonlight, Fresh Freesia, Crushed Curry, Night of Navy. I'm not sure what other colours are in there. Okay, so the same thing up to the crease. I must have cut that bit a little short. Okay, and then I'm just going to angle. I'm just going to trim that so that it's the white's not showing. Literally a sliver. Okay, and then I'm going to pop. So this is going to stick off the edge. So I'm not going to do the glue right to the edge. And then I'll probably just need to stick a bit at the sides. So that's just angled like that. And then I can trim. Yes, it's not sticking there. So let's just pop a bit under there. The heat is definitely affecting my adhesive. And the same here. Okay, so now I'm just going to trim those little bits. Right, and then we can add our toys. So the ruler, again, it would probably be easier if I'd used adhesive sheets on the back. So that's just going to go there. And I'm just going to put a very thin sliver of glue, if I can. Spread that out. And I'm going to put that at the join of the paper. Okay, so it's picking out the fresh freesia in those flowers. Now I need to stamp. Just need to get my glue eraser because I've got some bits of adhesive. So it's sticking to the grid paper. That's it. Okay. Right, now I've got my trimmer, which is really clever, and the little bit in the middle comes out and you can actually feed it through. So I'm just going to stamp my sentiment and then we'll feed it through. So this is sending you a handmade hug, again in Misty Moonlight. And that one's going to go right to the left. Okay, now there is one bit I did cut this, but it's so small it's disappeared, is like the blade of the trimmer, the blade or the scorer of the trimmer. I'm just going to show you. This is so cool. So obviously it's not Calypso Coral. This is my trimmer. This is the bit that we're reflecting here, and this is the scorer. This is the cutter. Okay, now in the die, so I've cut my Calypso Coral trimmer out like that, and then you've got this little button at the end. Now I did, as I say, I have done it a couple of times, but it's so small it's disappeared. So I'm just going to grab my mini cut and emboss machine, which I kept close by. And I just need a tiny bit of crumb cake. I don't even know if that spoon might be big enough, actually. Well, that's got purple on it already, fresh freezer on it. Okay, so I want some crumb cake. Well, why don't I go for something different, seeing as I'm not sticking to colours. Marula's fresh freezer, so why don't we do, or Calypso, not Calypso Coral. I know, I'm going to do basic black. Just got a little scrap here, and that's all I need. So I'm going to pop that on top, just literally, of that little button at the end. And run that through. It's so dinky. I just love it. But literally, I don't know how many I've cut and they've all disappeared. There we go. See, it literally is tiny. Come on. I think I might need to replace this plate, actually. Okay. And let's just get that out of the way again. So that I'm just in love with the whole set, basically. Okay, so I'm going to pop my paper through as though it's in the trimmer. I just think this is so cool. Like that. But you want to be able to see the sentiment. And then I'm literally going to put a tiny bit of glue there. And, whoa, see? Oh no, where's it gone? Oh, I don't believe it. There it is, it's on the floor. Right, I'm just going to, because I did it in black so I can see it. The one I did before, crumb cake, God knows where that's gone. Right, I've got it. Phew. And it's almost got a little bit embossed where it's going to go in there. Just need to straighten that up. Again, I don't know if you can see. Don't want to come too close. It's got a little line, which is where it would go up and down the runner. Okay, so I've got my trimmer and my sentiment, and I did that in Misty Moonlight, and then this is the stamped off one, and that's just going to go flat. And then my trimmer is going to go on with dimensionals. So I'm just using the dimensionals kind of to hold things in place as well. Make sure I've got my sentiment the right way around. Sending you a handmade hug. And then I just need my bow. I'll tell you what the other thing is, save cutting that fiddly thing out. You could just use a gem to look like the blade. Okay, twine, here we go. And it is a bit curly, so I'm just going to try and straighten that with my bone folder. Tie bow. Okay, trim that off. I'm going to get a glue dot and roll it up. And pop it underneath the top of my trimmer. Like that. There we go. Okay, there's card 2. So I love that one as well. Okay, card 3 is a bit more artistic, and this designer series paper is from Les Shops. So it's a Calypso Coral card base, which I have to say I don't really use because there's Calypso Coral, and then I think this is Petal Pink. That's not Dirty Flamingo. So I'm just going to pop that on. See, look, there's Les Shops on the back. It's another set I'm absolutely loving. But because the mini catalogue's just gone live, I don't think I'm going to have a chance to use that. Maybe after all the Christmas cards are done, we could do something. Okay, so I think the paper is a centimetre shorter, so 13.8 by 9.5, I'm thinking. Oh, it's actually 9 by 13.3, so a centimetre and a half. Okay, now I've already stamped my easel, but we need to stamp our sentiment and the flowers. I've stamped in grey granite on crumb cake, and that's Misty Moonlight, so it looks like it's navy. And then I've just punched some Calypso Coral, Parakeet Party and Shaded Spruce from the bow punch, just to have now in the catalogue they've done top and bottom, but it's not actually a card. I think it's a box, I'm not sure, or a wrapping, and I just thought it would be too much with the paintbrushes down there, so I'm just doing the one. I'm just trying to get those, and I'll pop them some glue, a glue dot to join them all together. So I'm trying to finish this roll of glue dots, and it seems to be going on forever. Okay, so I'm keep those together. And another one there. And another one up here. Okay, so I'll just leave that to one side. Oops. Right, now this one, the sentiment is You Inspire Me, and then it's also the flowers. Did I clean that hug? No, I don't think I did. I've got a bit of paper on it. Now on that one, I'm going to try something different. So with that one, as I said to you, I was working downstairs. I just had grey granite, and then when I came up, I coloured over it, but I don't think it's really worked. So I'm actually going to try and colour using my... Right, now let me see where the flowers will go. I might need to oh, where are my... There they are. I might need to angle my flowers just to have a bit more space for the sentiment. Whoops-a-daisy. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do these in... Right, I'm going to do them in soft sea foam because it's very, very pale, but will give me the green for the leaves, and then I can colour over the flowers rather than have to do a separate. So I want it to be right over here. Okay. So that's my soft sea foam. Again, that's very juicy, but it will dry much lighter than that. So I'll just give that a moment to dry, and I'll do my sentiment, and then I'll come back and colour. my flowers. So my sentiment, yeah, I'll do it a bit higher up. So I've got boho blue, which is what I did the easel in. That easel is in Misty Moonlight. It's a bit dark. So let's try some boho blue. You inspire me. Just trying to get it straight. And hopefully that is. Okay, so that's in boho blue. It's almost looking a bit grey actually, but and then what colour should we do our flowers? I know, let's have a bit of mellow. Now what colour is in the card? Calypso. Now let's have a bit of 30 Flamingo. And hopefully the pink will. I'm going to do actually. Yeah, no, I will. I was going to try and stamp over, but I'll use my blends and go over the flowers. I'm getting a bit of a muddy pink, but I think that's because it's over the green. Hopefully when it dries. And what I'm going to do is put some gems in the middle as well. The alternative is that you could stamp the flowers on a separate bit of paper and fussy cut, which I've done before. In fact, on one of the other cards, that's what we've done. So gems. Oh, I need to cut it out before I put the gems on. Right, let's get the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine back. I don't always keep calling it stamp, it's cut and emboss. Right, so this is a bit of a bigger die, but it still goes through the mini, which is great. Yeah, that 30 Flamingo is lightening up a bit now. And just line it up so you can see your colours through. My bottom plate is getting very bent, so I think it's getting more difficult to keep things straight on there. But I've got some spares. Okay, that was away again. It's stuck. There we go. It's well and truly stuck. Why is it stuck? Okay, there we go. There's some spare white cardstock. Okay, so now I can pop my gems on my, in fact, put some gems on there. Doesn't want to come out. Come on. There we go. Right. So this one, I think we'll have blue to match the easel. Okay, so let's get my card base. Now last time I put it on flat, but it didn't really work because then I needed to put the bounds underneath. So this time I'm going to use dimensionals on the easel part and glue on the base part, and it kind of gives it a 3D look. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to line it up so it's standing on the Calypso coral line. Okay, and then get my glue and just put a tiny little bit on the 3 legs. And then hold that down. Okay, I'll just get that off with my glue eraser a bit later. There's really a lot of excess coming out there. Okay, and then the basket is also going to go on with dimensionals, and I want my brushes to be a bit of an angle. So it's dimensionals. And the dimensionals are holding the brushes in place as well, which is a clever trick. And they're just going to go by that leg. Okay, and then I'm going to pop my bows on. Let's get some wet glue as well. So the cut the tips off a bit. The glue dots are holding them together. So, right. And now it's much easier to tuck them under there. Okay, so that's our 3 cards today. Now this is a class to go, so you're welcome to just pause it and copy what I've done. It's quite easy to just copy what's in the catalogue as well. But if you did want the kit with all, you'll get everything except stamped images, so you will need the stamp set, but I will die cut everything for you. It's just obviously you won't have any images on them. So that's card 3, card 1 and card 2. So I hope you have a great weekend. I'm looking forward to some cooler weather and get some samples prepped with the new catalogue stuff. Have fun.